David Freeman is on the line. David Freeman, I had on, I want to say in May or early June for an event that was coming up at that time at Lorain County Community College promoting the Convention of States. First of all, how did it go at the event at LCC last month?
Well, I'll just give an overview. It went very well, considering how many obstacles we had to overcome to even have it presented. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Some people looked at it as being political, and we're not allowed to have political events on campus. But even though you and I both know there's nothing political about this, it's strictly nonpartisan. It has to do with the Constitution. It's educational in nature. But someone, I don't know who, determined that we can't peddle our politics. But it went off very well.
I'm very disappointed to hear that. I'm very disappointed to hear that, by the way, but not surprised to hear that. Even at the community college level, it's like so many others at institutions of higher learning where they do. And it's probably not politics that they objected to. It's a particular type of politics. And the Convention of States is probably largely thought of as being more conservative and libertarian-minded, people wanting to restore the Constitution, or obviously with the goal of a Convention of States to make amendments that are necessary to the Constitution, and they probably didn't think it was woke enough, and that's why you weren't welcome.
Well, I'm glad you phrased it that way, because there is a very recent poll that was by the Trafalgar Group, and it was a nationwide survey, and 65% of all who were polled are in highly favorable toward the Convention of States being held. Now, the leanings are as follows. The GOP was 81% in favor, highly in favor. Even the Democrats who were polled, over 50% are very much in favor of the Convention of States being held. And I thought that was kind of eye-opening.
Yeah, that's interesting. That really is. I mean, it's still a pretty big gap there. I mean, obviously that means significantly more Democrats are fine with the way things are and don't think this is needed, that the direction is just fine. But it is the fact that it's more than 50% of those polled. I don't know how big the survey was, but the fact that it was more than 50% is kind of eye-opening.
Well, I think one of the items that stood out for me was asking myself, well, why would Democrats not be in favor? If you take a look at the tenure of those who are current in Congress, those who have been there the longest tend to be on the left side, and they would be the objecting to limits. And that probably, once in power, you always want to maintain power, and so that's why they don't want any changes to be made.
Of course,
that's my guess, though, and who do I know?
No, I think you're exactly right, or at least most likely that is correct. So, David, what's the latest now? For those who don't know what we're talking about, the Constitution through Article 5 gives the power to call a convention of states. It's a big deal. You have to get 34 states to call the convention and 38 to ratify any amendments that are proposed in the convention. That's what this is all about. It's an attempt to essentially limit the power and the scope of power that the federal government has over the people. It's supposed to be the government is supposed to work for the people and not the other way around. But so that's what this is all about. What's the latest, David? What's been going on?
Well, as we all know, the Columbus is out of session. They're on vacation, and just prior to, we had two presentations to the Senate. The Senate, in my opinion, the way I read body language and the questions that they answered, Mark Meckler, who is the president of COS, I think they're all in favor, and then they're ready to go. They're just waiting for the Convention of States in the House to come out of committee. And once that happens, I think the momentum is there to get it done before the end of this year.
Wow, and that would be a big deal. I was looking at the map before. And the number, I didn't count them up, but there's a good and growing number of states that have already passed Convention of States resolutions. There are several in which there is legislative action right now, including ours, and then there's others that have passed one chamber but not both, so they're still working on that. But exactly how far away are we numbers-wise?
19 have already passed, so they're 100% on board. 27, so the difference between 19 and 27 in my math is 8. 8 are in process and are ready to take the next step. Could mean a variety of things, depending upon how the structure is on a first basis. Either the Senate has to approve or the House approves.
Right.
Or whatever legislature is controlling the action. But it looks very promising. There's a huge momentum being here locally. I can tell you that every phone call I make, I get 2 or 3 in response. I have now established a what I call a local field office at the Dunkin' Donuts on Abbey Road. So for those who want to come, it's every second Saturday of the month, which means this coming is an exception. Getting all volunteers who have signed up. It's kind of a meet and greet. What are your skill sets? What would you like to do? Because we have a ton of things that could be possible. We could have some help with the fairs coming up during the summer. We have booths at the Stark County Fair, the Summit County Fair, the Lorain County Fair. And so we need help manning the booths there. So if those who want to just stand there and hand out material or get petitions signed, you're more than welcome to come on board. Just contact me at my phone number, 440-315-9063, and we'll sign you up in one of those fairs. And if you want to stay and just send out emails or make calls, we have it's called a Telepatriot program. It's a no-brainer. It's an app that you can download on your phone. We give you the people to call, and we give you the script to say. Generally, about 70% of the calls you make, you're going to leave a message on the answering machine anyway. So it's very easy. So it's not sales oriented or anything even close to that.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's great to know that you're out there working like this and that people are volunteering and that they have a place to come. By the way, the college hasn't told you can't go across the street to Dunkin' Donuts, right? They haven't tried to just. People don't know the Dunkin' Donuts that David is talking about is right across the street from Lorain County Community College up in Elyria/Sheffield area. So, yeah, listen, it's a great thing, and just to let people know how many people, and you can see these and so much more on the website conventionofstates.com. These are some of the luminaries that are in support of a convention of states, an Article 5 convention of states. Governor Ron DeSantis of Florida, many people, he's the number one choice for the Republican nomination for president. Ben Shapiro, Dave Rubin, Mark Levin, Ben Carson, Dr. Ben Carson, Senator Rand Paul, Governor Greg Abbott of Texas, Lieutenant Governor Mark Robinson. I love Lieutenant Governor Robinson. He's the one who gives us, do I have it handy here? I might not have it handy here. Yeah, hold on. I can't not play this whenever I have an opportunity, if I have an excuse to.
Ain't but two genders. Ain't nothing but men and women.
That's Lieutenant Governor Mark Robinson of North Carolina, is also a pastor. Lieutenant Colonel Alan West, Representative Chip Roy, Mark Meadows. I mean, we're talking about really some of the leading conservative voices and constitutional voices. Charlie Kirk, Lawrence Jones, James O'Keefe from Project Veritas. These are all individuals who have statements. Eric Metaxas, Sean Hannity, former Governor Sarah Palin. They're all on the webpage, all with their statements about why they support the Convention of States project. It is so enormous, and I encourage everybody to visit conventionofstates.com and then see what you can do to help David Freeman work on that here in the state of Ohio.
I just couldn't sit by anymore and do nothing.
I always said I hated politics, but I found out that you can't really change things if you don't get involved.
What we're looking for is somebody that has the heart and wants to help save their country.
It's just the nicest group of people that I've ever worked with.